Welcome back to another episode of Mom Talk. We are recording this on a Monday morning. Y'all will hear it on Wednesday, but it's the very first official day of school.
Yes.
And my kids were good. I've already said this, but they're 5th and 8th grade, so they've already been in their schools for a couple years. I didn't really feel like any nerves from them at all.
Were you nervous still, though?
I didn't feel nervous because they never even mentioned being nervous. Emma actually said she was excited.
I mean, 8th grade, yeah.
Yeah. She knows what to do, where to go, friends in her classes. Henry definitely is never nervous. He wishes he had some more friends in his class, but I already know, he'll be friends with everybody by the end of the year.
By today.
Yes. And then once they found out their schedules for specials, he has PE today with one of his friends.
Okay, great.
Yes. So that's a win for him. And their recess got extended to 30 minutes instead of 20.
Oh, okay. That's a win, too.
It should be school-wide. We need to look into it because I'm pretty sure a group of moms around here got this together for us.
Good.
I know. So when Henry mentioned it, I was like, oh, wow, it really happened, because I was following along, but they are really getting the extra time.
Well, I love that.
But how was your morning?
So, the half day, Mason's in kindergarten, so we just went for an hour and had a parent meeting pretty much. And then we've had a lot of time together recently, but...
Yeah, around those flex days.
Yeah, so today is his flex day.
Also, we didn't call it that. Just a couple years ago when my kids were taking their test, it was called testing day.
Yeah, so flex day, test day, whatever it's called wherever you're listening, but that is today for him. It's just him and a few other kids there with the teacher, but it's a full day. So we packed the lunch, he took in all of his supplies, he will get in the car circle line, a full real day.
And you didn't have to do car circle this morning, right? Because you got to walk him in?
Yeah, on the flex day, you're allowed to walk them in. But this Friday is the first full day with the full class. He will get dropped off at car circle. And I'm nervous about that because I've walked you to this classroom twice now for kindergarten, kickoff and flex day. But that's a different entrance. How are you going to know to get there from the car circle drop point?
Oh, so y'all went in the front door?
Yes.
Yeah, and car circle is some random...
It's a side door, but I think it's pretty close to where he needs to be.
I was going to say, is it in the hall with the kindergartners?
I don't know exactly which door because kids weren't coming in just yet when I was in there, but I think so.
That's how ours is. So the doors go basically right into the kindergarten hallway.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through the whole building to get to it, basically.
Right. So I think it is very close. And I know teachers will be in the hall and trying to get them where they need to be. And Mason is very smart.
Yeah, but when you drop your 5-year-old baby off, just good luck.
I'll see you in 8 hours.
Right.
It's a weird concept. It's even weird today. So I dropped him off and I sat in the parking lot and cried for a few minutes. Did a little Instagram story once I stopped crying.
I mean, you have to cry the first day of kindergarten.
It's hard. Everybody's it's hard, it's hard. I'm yeah, it is, sure. And then it hits you and it's wow. I just had you yesterday, and now you're gone. So, it's sad. I'm sad.
Well, I can't wait to hear how his day is.
I cannot wait.
So, do you know his class schedule?
Yes.
Okay, so when does he have lunch?
So, they have a late lunch. They do a morning snack in his room. Okay. Their lunch is 12:20 to 12:50.
Oh, that is late. That's when Henry's is.
Yeah. So, I feel that's really late for a kindergartner.
Yes, I'm glad they can have a snack.
Yeah.
We had a snack almost every day in elementary school, and last year they weren't supposed to, but theirs was the very last lunch of the day, and the teacher really pulled through for us.
Good.
And they were allowed to have a snack.
So, okay, this was different. When Jarrett and I have been talking about it, when we were in school, especially elementary school, no drinks of any kind, no water bottles, no nothing. Mm-hmm. And even middle school for us, it was absolutely not. And then high school... It was very strict. It had to be a clear water bottle, and you had to I don't even know what. There were just rules about it. And now they're it's on the list of school supplies.
Yes.
Bring a labeled water bottle that your kid can open and refill as needed. I'm what? I know water's important.
How did we make it through life?
That's why I don't drink water as an adult. I was told you can't have any all the time.
I mean, true. We were used to not having a sip until lunch. What do we have? A Capri Sun, maybe?
Milk.
Yeah, milk. The bag milk.
The bags of milk.
Wonder if they still have that.
I don't like milk, so that was just even worse, but I was so thirsty.
You had to. No, my kids love packing their water bottle, and I'll notice at the end of the day, like if it is empty or if they've had to refill it. And you know, those outside recess days, they're refilling it.
Yeah. So I got Mason a couple different ones that we could take to school, and I'm just so worried that he's going to like not seal it good and it's going to spill, which I know that's probably to be expected. It's not like I have a problem with that with him around the house when he uses them.
Yeah.
But it has randomly happened. I'm like, please don't spill your water.
Well, you know, in middle school now, they can't take Stanleys because they turn over and they're so loud and they do spill.
They are loud.
Yeah.
That's more concerning than the spill.
Honestly, and it doesn't fit in your backpack. It doesn't fit anywhere.
Yeah.
So I was kind of okay with that.
Yeah, that's okay.
Emma got like a mini one that she was going to take, but she didn't mind that she couldn't.
Yeah.
Something else to wag around.
Yeah, so I dropped him off, cried in my car, and I will just be in car circle line super early.
Oh, yeah. Get in there early. First one to pick up. I know some people hate that, but I still like to get in car circle early.
Well, you know, just like our schedule that we've kind of had when I pick Remi up from daycare and when I was picking Mason up from daycare, the timing's going to work out pretty well. So I'll go get Remi first, go get in car circle line, and then come home.
Yeah.
I will get home about the same time as normal. Jarrett was like, do you know what mom's car looks like? And he was like, looked at him all crazy. Yeah.
Obviously.
Like, obviously. So the kids have to get themselves out in the mornings. And we've had our child lock on our door.
Oh, forever.
Yeah. I mean, just because. Our kids don't seem like the type to just like jump out the door, but it's just been on for forever. And I'm like, Jared, I need you to like undo the child lock. I literally don't know where it is. Couldn't tell you. I'm sure it's not complicated. And I am going to end up having to be the one to do it because Jared's like, no, the school can't tell you. You can't help your kid with their door. I was like, but Jared, I would have to get out, go around the vehicle to the passenger side.
Right.
Open it. Like, I can't do that. And he's like, the school can't make you take the child lock off. I'm like, well, can your wife make you?
Yeah, I'm going to make you because when I'm in line and people are honking at me
yeah,
to get your kid together.
Also, Mason's 5. But Remi's seat is on our passenger side. Mason's is on the driver's side.
Oh, you got to switch them.
So they don't want to switch.
Oh.
They are adamant about that. So Mason's just going to have to crawl through. And hop up in his seat. He's in a booster now. It's fine. He can click it. Yeah, I'm like, they're old enough. They don't need this child lock on the door. Yeah, so that's my new battle with Jarrett. That and the laptops.
Okay.
He does not think a kindergartner needs a laptop.
I do wonder how much they use it.
So they sent the form, and I guess it went to me and Jarrett both at the same time. I get the form, and I'm a mom, so I'm going to sign the form and submit it.
Right.
Because that's what we do. Did I watch the 8-minute video?
Did you?
Did I? And
it literally says click this box after you've watched the whole video.
But it'll let you click the box.
Yeah, it will.
Anyway. So yeah, I watched the video, and Jarrett was watching the video. And when he got done, he went to go like click his answers, and it was like, oh, this form has already been submitted. And he was like, did you already fill this out? I was like, yeah. He was like, do you really want a kindergartner to have a laptop? He's like, I wanted to say no, and you just went and said yes. You didn't even ask me. Like, he was upset.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I'm fine if he uses it. I don't think it's going to be like on a high school or college level that he's using it.
Right.
They might hop on there to take like a reading test or, I don't know, play a spelling game. I don't know what to expect, but in my mind, that's what it's for.
Of course.
And he's like, well, they were talking about hauling it back and forth. I'm like, that's probably for the older kids. And in elementary, it's probably even just on certain occasions, I would think.
I only saw my kids bring it home during COVID. They have never brought a laptop home.
Even
still
Emma
don't.
In middle school?
No, even if I check her out early, the lady at the office is like, hey, did you turn in your laptop? Like, they are supposed to stay at school.
Right. So I'm just like, I think you're thinking too much into this, but let's go back to a few episodes when we talked about Jarrett really wanted me to homeschool.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just going to fight me tooth and nail on every little thing
Everything that pops up
that he
can.
doesn't like or doesn't agree with, or that if I was homeschooling, he wouldn't want me to do. Now, I can tell you right now, I'd be finding a game on a tablet for Mason if I was homeschooling. So to me, there's no difference.
Right, and he already has a tablet, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so it's not like y'all are like a screen-free zone in
we are
this
not.
house.
And Mason actually doesn't prefer a screen. I've talked about that multiple times on here. He is not the kid that's going to sit there and watch TV. He does like to watch some random YouTube videos or like some Curious George or something. But, you know, as a wind down thing, like before bed, I just don't see the problem here.
And I feel like, I could be wrong, but I feel like the school laptops are on lockdown.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can only get to the sites that they've
Approved.
put on there for you.
So I just feel like this is a way of him saying I should homeschool, but he does not realize that if I were to homeschool him, we would be utilizing these online tools way more frequently than they are in the classroom.
I agree with you. I didn't think about that. But yeah, I don't think they use them very much in the classroom. But if you were doing it at home, I bet you would have to.
I bet I would need to. So I don't see the problem with it. He's fine with it now because he was like, there's an option that they have to provide, like pencil and paper options. I'm like, okay.
But he's okay now. After he talked to some people, like,
oh no, I don't think he's really okay. I think he's just like, oh well, like she signed the form, what can I do?
okay.
He'll get used to it.
What about Jarrett's class? Did you hear anything back from his half day?
Yeah, so he had a good first half day of school too. He said he can tell like one class is like, not, he didn't say troublemaker, but the more challenging to like control classroom. He was like, but still nothing crazy.
And that doesn't bother him.
No. You know how Jarrett is.
Yeah.
He is generally just very
Unbothered.
and just go with the flow, and nothing's going to ruffle his feathers.
I could not imagine jumping to a teaching position right now in high school.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a lot different than what he was doing, but also he knows what he's talking about.
Right.
It's not like he's teaching English and he does not need to teach English, but he's well versed on the subject he's teaching.
What he's passionate about.
Yeah, and he gets to be home every night.
Okay, so has he started that yet? Because we've been down at the fire department for how long?
His last shift was a half shift, and it was last Sunday, the 4th.
Okay, so y'all have had, what is that, a whole week?
Yeah.
Home together every night.
Yeah. So a Kelly day usually gives us 5 days together, so it's really not been much different than a Kelly day so far.
Okay.
But he did have a couple little vacation days before he worked a couple shifts. It's felt like he's been home
More.
But you know, the kids are both signed up for fall ball, and
Yeah, you dropped that on me last time.
I know,
but I'm excited.
He's excited to get to like go and watch them play. And
now, do you request them to be on the same team or no?
They can't be with their ages.
Oh, they're too far apart.
They're too far apart the way it falls, like their birthdays.
Okay.
So they're not on the same team.
Okay. Well, at least fall ball's a lighter commitment. Like,
Yeah.
you won't be up there every night.
No, and that's what I wanted to do, was start with fall ball. I'm like, because Mason's like, I want to play baseball. I'm like, if that's true, let's try this.
Yeah. What about his, what is it, jiu-jitsu?
Oh, his
wrestling?
judo.
Judo. Okay.
So we did do judo. He was 2. Can you believe he was 2 when he was doing that?
I mean, that's crazy.
I think he was 2.5. Yeah, because Remi is a baby.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't done that in a while, but that's more of like our winter.
Okay. So he was ready for.
Well, and I've had him so busy at Red Barn. I've had him in CrossFit and tot ball and gymnastics and soccer. So now I'm like, hey, those things aren't included at your school. Like, we're going to have to do them after school if you want to do anything.
And he's fine with that.
Oh, yeah, he wants to do it.
Okay. What about have we talked about Remi's arm on here?
I don't think so.
I know we've posted about it, but
yeah.
I want to know if she was going to be out of her brace, but.
Okay, so they said when I went to Vandy, what day was that? Last Thursday, 2 weeks in that brace, and she'd be good to go.
Okay. And what happened, since I haven't seen you in person to talk about this?
So she fell off a bar stool and caught herself on her arm, and so she has a buckle fracture in her arm, on her radius.
So a buckle means it didn't snap?
So yeah, it's not like a clean break or anything. It kind of, the way they described it, it just put pressure on it and it kind of buckled out. So there's like a lump a little bit. It actually happened, and then 2 days later, I think I took her to a walk-in, and they did not have an x-ray tech there that day.
That was the first one you went to. But you knew right away that there was no x-ray tech, or did you have to wait?
No, they did tell me, like, I checked in, and the receptionist was super sweet there. She was like, well, let me see if she still wants to see you. She might be able to give you some guidance, or like see if you need to go somewhere else. We don't have an x-ray tech here today. And I was like, okay, cool. We get back in there, and the lady we saw, she was like, okay, do this. Like, roll her arm around pretty much. Check her strength, like have her... She gave her a hand sanitizer bottle and was like, hold this. And she wasn't like rude, but she wasn't nice.
Thorough?
I mean, I feel like an x-ray is the most thorough.
Right, because if you can't x-ray, what are you doing?
Because, okay, Jarrett also has his EMR. He's been around some broken bones and some things. He's done all the things you're asking her to do.
He's already done all of it.
And so the nurse practitioner was like, well, it's not swollen and she can do everything. So just ibuprofen and ice. She said, and if you just give a 3-year-old attention, sometimes that goes a long way.
She did not say that to you.
She sure did.
She thought y'all were in there faking it?
I'm like, I just love spending who knows how much money to not get an x-ray and get... You let her hold a hand sanitizer bottle and told me to give her attention.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I do think it's a little swollen. She's like, it's not. I was like, just like right here. She's like, no swelling. I'm like, okay. Don't know how you're going to argue with me about this, but whatever.
Okay,
so
well.
I was not impressed.
No.
And then the next day or 2 days later, I was like,
Still not feeling good about it.
Not feeling good about it. And then I took her to another urgent care, waited for about an hour, and got back in the room and was told an x-ray tech who left early sick that day.
After you'd waited an hour.
Yes. And the lady in the room was like, oh, did the receptionist up front not tell you? And that time, no, she sure did not. So super upset about that. We ended up just going to the Sango ER because I was like, I just need to know if this thing is broken. Because Remi, that's the thing. She was still complaining about it. She was like, my arm hurts, ice pack. And like in the middle of playing. Not just when she was bored or wanting, to stall at bedtime. So took her there. Super quick. Easy experience there.
So you didn't have to wait forever.
No, I feel like they were.
I feel like that's always my holdup at an ER.
Is the wait?
Yeah, like, am I going to be there 3 hours waiting?
No,
when
I
I could go to urgent care and get right in, but apparently there's no x-ray techs at any urgent care.
My next job
yeah,
is going to be an x-ray tech.
they're in high demand.
Yeah. I'm going to make my own schedule. So, yeah, it was broken. Buckle fracture. They put her in a brace and said to follow up with ortho. Followed up with Vandy Ortho this past week, and they were like, oh, well, this is the wrong type of splint and the wrong hand for her injury. They gave her a left-handed brace
For her right.
for her right arm, and it was way too big.
Yeah, because it was like coming down over her fingers.
Yes, and he was like, this is what he said. All this is doing is making her arm and fingers stiff because she can't use them. He's like, that's not what we want for healing here. So Vandy gave us the right brace for the right side. Fits her. She can use her fingers.
Well, hallelujah, poor thing.
I know. She's like, I can't color. I was like, I know. It's a tragedy.
So did you have to start over from however many weeks?
No, he said based on her symptoms and like it hadn't done any more swelling, he could touch it and like he could feel that things were not going south.
Okay.
But he was like, yeah, this was really not giving her much, if any, protection. Because that's the thing. He said you want to protect it more so than like stabilize it. I don't know. But like it's a chipping glass right now. So if she falls like that again,
Yes.
different situation.
Okay, so how much longer does she have in it then?
So what's today? Monday. So about a week and a half.
Will you go get seen one more time, or do you just
No,
stop
he
wearing
said
it?
no need to follow up unless 2 weeks after she stops wearing it, she's still complaining or it's still swelling.
And when does fall ball start?
Fall ball practices start, I think, the 27th.
Okay. So she's got some time.
She's got some time, and honestly, like, it's T-ball. I'm not super concerned.
You have
But
to be
yeah.
ready though, Victoria, okay? Like, do you have her glove and helmet?
I do. She picked it out. It's pink.
Yes, perfect. Okay, well, on the topic of baseball, I haven't mentioned on here that Henry has a new team.
Yes, this is big news.
This is big news, guys. We've been with the Orioles. This is for travel ball. We've been with the Orioles since Henry was 7. So he played for 8U when he was 7. And I'm not saying like he was that crazy good. Just we got a team together and he just happened to still be kind of young. But then we played for them again, his actual 8-year-old season, 9, 10. And we've had pretty much the same coach the whole time, whether he was an assistant or a head coach. And Michael has also helped the whole time in some capacity. Like he could be down on the field with Henry. That team pretty much just dissolved. Like I can't think of a better word for it. Like just people went their different ways. And that was last fall. So this spring we played Little League and he loved it. And spring Little League is like, I mean, a lot of people come out for it.
Right.
Like, he got to play with a lot of friends, make new friends, and his baseball age at Little League is different than his travel ball age, which still throws me off all the time.
Yeah.
But he played 10U travel, and then Little League age, he's 11, and so played with the majors. So, like, 11 and 12-year-olds. So some of these kids have been in middle school.
Yeah, that's wild.
So,
and he's like just starting 5th grade.
Yes, so he was intimidated for sure. But I mean, I say this all the time. He's just so social. He can really make friends easily. I'll just be like, who are you talking to?
Yeah, any and everyone.
And even the umpire. I know I've already mentioned that, but so that was a really good experience for us. And he got to play All-Stars, which I didn't know if he would or not because of the age.
Right.
He was definitely the youngest. And he definitely didn't have as much playing time, which I get. All of them have more experience and are older.
Yeah.
But then it came time to find a travel ball team. And Victoria, you know how crazy I am. I'm like, are we going to find a team? Are we just going to play Little League? And I don't say that in a bad way. We've just been playing travel.
Right. Are we cutting it back?
Yes. What are we doing? Are we finding a whole nother sport? Is this going to determine the rest of his life?
Obviously.
You know, I mean, Emma's been in dance for so long, but she enjoys it. She's on a competitive dance team, but I knew she was going to make that team. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't have to be like at a really large capacity if they're not ready for it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know if Henry's going to make these travel teams. I don't know if he's going to make middle school baseball. And basically, Michael has had him in baseball since he was 7 to give him that opportunity because things are so competitive now.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is make or break if Henry's ever going to play baseball again. And I feel like he would truly be okay either way, but it has become his identity. I don't know how else to put it. Like,
yeah.
That's how he identifies himself. That's the majority of his friends. So we went to tryouts with all new coaches, which is strange. Like, I don't even know their first name. And Michael's like, but that's what people did when they tried out for the Orioles. We just knew them. I'm like, I know people do it, but we haven't.
Yeah.
And I know how much his old coaches like adored him and I feel like really pushed him. Mm-hmm. And I mean, when you see baseball, you see coaches like yelling and things like that. But like, I feel like all his coaches knew like he doesn't need that. He doesn't respond to that if it's like directly towards him. Like I just felt comfortable. So I go to the tryouts and the first thing I notice is there's 15 coaches on the field.
Oh, wow.
Like I think at least.
Okay.
So they are also a franchise. I don't know if the Orioles are a franchise, but they're a franchise. And so they've got ages 7 to 12, but all their coaches come out of all ages to like help put on the tryouts and practices and things like that. So I thought that was neat. I thought Henry did a great job. They watched them bat, of course. They got their exit velocity in the batting cage. I have no idea what that is.
Good.
They timed them on running. They timed them on throwing. They, of course, did like normal warm-ups and stuff like that. And then I think 17 kids tried out, so they inter-squatted like 4-4. I don't even know. And Henry pitched well. He hit well. Like I felt like his confidence was good because that's been down for a while with batting. So overall, it went really well. I was really proud of him. And I just told him like when we left, like if you don't make it, it's just not meant to be for you.
Yeah.
And I felt like he was really good with that. Like we didn't mention it the rest of the weekend, even though Michael and I We're checking our email every 30 minutes.
Well, y'all were obsessing, yes.
We
but
were
Henry,
obsessing.
you don't worry about it.
He didn't even mention it again. But he made it.
So exciting.
I'm so excited. He knows a lot more kids on the team than he thought. So that's another thing about baseball. And this might be with every sport, but I only have baseball to compare it to. He has made so many friends throughout the years on different teams, travel and Little League. So we walk into that practice and he knows like 4 or 5 of them, has played with 3 or 4 of them, has played against one of them.
It's one big community.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, heartwarming.
Yes.
So I'm really happy, and it's the Commanders, Cumberland Commanders. We're playing 11U. We're playing his age, and they do like a full, I don't know what you call it, fall and spring commitment.
I was going to say, when does this start?
Yeah, so basically we found out he made the team a couple days ago, and like he starts practice tonight. Tonight's our first practice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Get right on it.
I know. So we're going to have a heavier fall ball schedule than I am accustomed to, but they are still super supportive of other sports. Like, so it'll be like Hilldale Hoops. And then a lot of kids have football.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they're still super supportive of that. And
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so Henry's...
So, like, if you miss a practice, it's okay?
Right. So, basically, they said we're going to have 2 practices a week during fall ball season. And if you have football on one of those days, yes, just come to the other. So, right now, we can go to all of them. We don't have any issues. But I don't know how much it'll overlap into basketball, because basketball goes pretty late into the season. And that's if we can get in hoops. It's like...
competitive.
Crazy. They open up the slots at 9, and if you don't fill it out by 9 or 9:01, you're done.
That's crazy.
I know.
Just have it ready to submit on your phone.
So last year they had it like while we were dropping off the kids to school, and I'm like, fill this out for me in the passenger seat. Like, we can't miss it, or you'll just never get a spot. So that's our goal for the fall. Is we made the travel team, and he got fitted for all his uniforms and stuff, and we hope we'll be playing Hilldale Hoops.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So exciting.
I know. And of course, Emma still has her competitive dance. We do have to try out for that. Like I said, it'll just be like what she makes, what she doesn't make.
Yeah.
And then y'all already know she's Ridgeview dance team. So we're about to have her first game, I think next week. So her first football game
Back
already.
to school.
I know. It's all in, I feel like, once you get started.
Yeah. So Remi's old enough to sign up for dance and gymnastics and all the things at Red Barn now.
Are you going to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were scared.
No, I am scared, but I'm scared you'll love it.
I know.
And then I'll be you. And
Yes, then you're me.
it's for life. But no, she's old enough to sign up for like all the things I've had Mason in, which Mason never wanted to dance, but like she wants to do gymnastics. She thinks she can dance already.
Then yes.
So yeah, I just can't wait for her to...
It's so cute though, because they would still let them change into like their little tutus and skirts and tights at Red Barn when Emma was there. Yeah, so cute. And we did the gymnastics too, but it came a little bit later on our way out. So that was only a couple times, but that's where we got our dance start.
Mason has his cartwheel, his round off. He can do a one-handed cartwheel. I don't know how much of that was taught through them and how much was just
self-taught.
I think I can.
He figured that out.
He's reckless.
Just in time for the Olympics. I need to see him do this.
Okay, Remi really might, because Jarrett and I talk about this all the time. She is so athletic. Like, any and everything she tries to do. Like, she's out there. Mason's hitting the ball, like, practicing baseball, and he's good. He got the batting down, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, we need to work on it. He's 5, but he's pretty good for 5. And Remi is just as, if not better.
She's just a natural talent.
She is, and she's so fast. She outruns him. I'm like, well, girl, is there anything you can't do?
Ooh. Does it bother Mason?
The running thing bothers him because he's like, I'm older, I'm taller. Why is she faster than me? I was like, good question.
Yeah, and that's like a head-to-head. Like, even if she hits some balls and he hits some balls, I feel like that's different. But yeah, head-to-head race, and she
they
wins.
love to do that.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, or like playing tag is just really not fun with her because she's going to get him. Like, she is very fast. She's tiny. She's like 28th percent for height and like 32 for weight. Like, she's petite.
Are you this naturally athletic, Victoria?
Okay, I am not, but I am very fast.
Okay. And then Jarrett is athletic.
Fun fact, I'm fast. Like, I can't breathe anymore. to really run. But when I do, I am fast.
When you do, you're going to beat
like
him.
when I did used to play a sport or two, I was fast.
Do you race the kids? Does Mason get mad at you?
Oh, my whole neighborhood. Ask anybody on this street how mad Mason gets at me.
Well, you can't let him win.
Well, I'm like, you asked me to race you. I'm racing you.
And you have long legs, too, I feel like. You're just striding out there.
I'm 5'6". It's nothing crazy. But yeah, I'm like, Mason, I beat you. But like your sister, she beat you. Be more worried about that.
Poor guy.
I know, bless him. But no, I think baseball will challenge him. And I think kindergarten will too. And he needs a challenge. So I feel like this is really a good thing, good season of life for him right now.
New stuff for him.
Yeah. And like when he's got a challenge or something he wants to do, which like is reading for him right now. He really wants to learn to read. I'm like, oh, you'll be reading tomorrow.
For sure.
Because once he's got that determination, it's done.
I wonder how much they'll let him read on the first day, like for testing. Like, do they expect them to know how to...
They sent home some sight words that we could put around our house or like flashcard with our kid. Red Barn, I think, did that some. Or Mason just knows how to read.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure.
So you didn't teach him is what I'm hearing.
You know, I didn't teach him how to talk or anything. He just like the words for him.
Yeah.
And on this little questionnaire we had to fill out, it was like, what is your child's strong subject academically? I'm like, I don't know.
You're like, I don't know yet.
Get back to me. You let me know.
Right.
But it's something with words, probably.
Speaking of forms, Henry had to fill out his own. Like, I had to fill it out as a parent. He had to fill it out as a student. And it was like, what helps you study better? And he just wrote nothing.
I'm not studying.
I mean, that is like pulling teeth, which I wrote on mine. I said he does do well academically, but
yeah,
we do not like to study.
It's gotten him this far. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. And he's not worried, so I'm not going to worry.
D's get degrees.
Okay, thanks for listening to our school catch up. We'll definitely keep y'all updated on how school's going, especially kindergarten for Mason.
Yes, and a little report after the first full day.
Yes. And car circle. I cannot wait to hear about your car circle.
I'm nervous, but I'm ready.
Okay, and don't forget to like and subscribe on Apple and Spotify, and you can leave us a review. And don't forget to follow us on our Instagram. And thank y'all for listening.
Bye.